Okay, I had my mic muted. Hello, 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 and welcome to Kim Delivers. Today, our topic is going to be about long distance relationships. Now, I had two guests that have successful. Um, I had two guests that had successful long distance relationships, and they were going to be paneling in today, but they're not. But I want to say this, that they do work. But I want to talk about that for a couple of different reasons because one, we live in a global society. Not only that, a lot of times what people doing online dating now and matchmaking, that these people are in other states, and for some people, kind of like me in a way, I'm wondering whether or not my particular locale, is conducive for me dating based on, it seems like it's the same kind of, maybe am I looking for a different guy? But we're going to get into all of these. And then I had a friend text me about her relationship because some of them work and some of them don't. Hey, Shapey, how are you? Hi, sister. Oh, yes. And I want you to tell me about, well, let's talk about yours too, because that's right. Shay has a relationship that works, okay? That she's doing, it's a long distance relationship for her that works. So I want to get into that. I also want to talk about the ones who do not work because I had a friend and a coworker turned friend that had texted me today to remind me of hers, and it was a doozy. So I want to share that with you. So what I'm going to do right now is just turn on the intro and get us started, and then what we'll do is get on into the topics from there. Okay. Hello, my fabulous viewers. Welcome to Kim Delivers, the ultimate destination for commentary enthusiasts. I am Kimberly, your guide on this exciting journey delivering you entertaining and informative content. Whether you're here for a dose of laughter, inspiring tips, or just good vibes, you've landed in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button and join our family. So buckle up and let's dive into the world of Kim Delivers together. Hello, hello, hello. I am back. So I wanted to start off talking about basically the long distance relationships. Okay. I wrote down something because I was thinking about this, right? So I was thinking about long distance relationships, right? And thinking about what they really what it's about. So I just want to tell you, I wrote down some notes. Long distance relationships, they are not for the faint of heart, period. They are for fighters, the resilient ones, the ones who are willing to work for what they want. And it's about going the distance, and that's literally and figuratively, okay? Listen, love is not about proximity, it's about a connection. And that's what we all want. We all want to be able to have a connection. It's about commitment, and it's also about being miles apart, but still feeling close to one another. It's also about waking up alone. And you go to bed, though, with a good night text. It's about those long phone calls, virtual dates, letters written from the heart. But the thing is, long distance isn't just about keeping the connection alive. It's about keeping the love alive. And it's about making the extra effort, going the extra mile, spending the extra minute just to see them smile, hear them laugh, or to make them feel love. So that's how I feel about that as it relates to it. Yes, hit that like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Now, um, with that said, there are a couple of things as it relates to, and I'm going to scroll past these in all actuality real quick. I got some slides. So, distance means nothing when someone means everything. So, when you have somebody, because I thought about the same thing my own self, okay? So, because I'm at the stage and age where I'm open to different things. I've really actually thought about using a matchmaking service, and that's because a lot of I wanted first of all people to have a background check because it's a lot going on here nowadays. So I had thought about just doing something like that. But in addition to that, you know, um, I like to, this planet, we live on a big blue ball. So, our territory is vast out there as it relates to being able to find someone. And so, what is distance if you find somebody that you really connect with or that means something to you? You know? Now, excuse me, we take that one off. That was one of the people that were going to be here. I'm not going to share their information if they're not here. Now, distance is not for the fearful, right? It is for those who are willing to spend a lot of time alone in exchange for a little time with the one that they love. It is for those who know a good thing when they see it, though, even if they don't see it nearly enough. All right. So that's one thing we need to be cognizant of. Um, you can't do that if you're gonna be faint at heart. All right. You have to be had the kahunas to be able to get through that. And there's certain elements that come into that, and we're gonna talk about that too in just a second. I'm gonna go past these because I don't want to share their pictures if they're not here or their story. I want them to be able to tell it. So there are also ways to keep it alive. I know a lot of people say they do a lot of different things to keep their long distance relationship alive. I know that could even include FaceTime date ideas. Okay. And it says boldbubbly.com down at the bottom. So if anybody wants to find out what that will look like, that's how you can do it. Now, when it comes down to long distance relationships, also, all of them don't last. Now, I'm going to tell you, I did the statistics on it. All right. And the statistics. Now, this may sound one sided, this whole video, because the people that were here to discuss theirs, we're going to discuss theirs, aren't here. So I'm going to get into the red flags, okay? Because that's what really gets me. But let's just talk about the people who aren't here. They are part of the 60% of long distance relationships that actually succeed. Yes, indeed. Now, on the other hand, you got the 40%, right? And so the 40% of those, they're red flags for those relationships already. And we need to be cognizant of what those are and what they look like. So that is you and your partner miss Skype dates more often than not, or Zoom dates, online dates. You fight about things that don't really matter. You and your partner won't talk about your future together, or you have some serious trust issues and you're not making an effort to meet each other. Okay. Those are the things that you want to be cognizant of, because you want somebody putting in as much energy as you are as it relates to that. Part of the hard facts of long distance relationships is three things for sure, and that's loneliness, lack of trust, and communication. Okay. So those are the things that you also have to look and determine if there are red flags associated with them in your relationship, if they're non-existent or if they're inconsistent. Those are things that you're going to want to know. And if you feel like you're uncomfortable with giving those things up your own self, it gives you reason to pause. Okay. Now, because I don't have my panelists on here, this is going to go a little fast, but that's okay. So when does it not work? So what I'm going to do now is get into what my friend sent me, okay? Because this is a good story, okay? Yes. And this is a good story here. Let me find her, okay? And she said if she wasn't in Florida, she'd be here, okay? She says, my long distance relationship ended once I moved there and found out he had been having a long-term relationship with his secretary. Now, first of all, before I want to go on, I remember this guy because we worked together. We were in the car business together. I remember this guy because she is a beautiful woman, both inside and outside, has the best personality, loving, she's aligned, she's healed, evolved, all of that. Do you hear me? I am not joking. She is a good woman, and people just love her. The customers who just she worked as she was the cashier in the front desk. Okay, people just loved her. I mean, everybody, and she was an attractive woman too. So attractive that she had a couple of suitors and people that were interested in her. And it was this one guy that came in and gave her some flowers. Because I remember coming up to where in the area where she worked, and I was just like, oh no. I said, whose flowers are those? Are those your flowers? And she was like, yeah, oh, it's a huge bouquet, beautiful. She said, yeah, but I've got them over there. No, I said, whose flowers are those over there? She put it on the table in the waiting room, right? And I'm sorry, you all. I am texting my I'm texting someone. Just bear with me for one moment. Yeah. So anyway, she had said, what did she say? She had said, Kim, those flowers, I put them on the desk. Hi, Juice. How are you? She says, I put those flowers on the desk, right? And I said, did you? And so then I said, why you put them on the desk? Where you get those flowers from? She says, oh, she says, one of the customers gave me these flowers. I was like, girl, who is he? You know what I mean? I said, show me the next time he comes in here. Because I mean, he brought her up for being given in such good service. But you could tell the way this bouquet was, okay, that he had like some designs too as well, okay, because it was a beautiful bouquet. In addition to that, we worked in Grosse Pointe. Okay, Grosse Pointe is um one of the most, if not more, affluent suburbs here. So that's where the dealership we were. So I'm trying to say all that the brother probably had some money. Okay, so anyway, she says, Kim, you can have those flowers. I was like, what, girl, why you gonna give me your flowers? She was like, you can have those flowers. She says, because my boyfriend will get very upset. And if I keep those flowers, if he sees them. So okay, I took the flowers and everything, put them on my desk gladly. But so I just want to give you the backstory on that. So this is what she said about her relationship. Now we're talking about the 40% that don't succeed. Okay. I've never been in a relationship. So unfortunately, this is going to be a little one-sided on this video because my panelists, I guess they got tied up or they're not available, but I wanted them to tell their own story, but they had ones that succeed. So right now I'm going to tell you about what I feel is red flags and about a sister of mine who had some issues with hers. So okay. I actually, oh, wait a minute. Here we go. She says, my long distance relationship ended once I moved there and found out he had been having a long term relationship with his secretary. She was so mad I was there and keyed his car and broke out the window of our brand new car from the inside. Now, I don't know how she did that from the inside, okay? But somehow she did it from the inside, all right? Then she says, by her not being there full time, okay, because she wasn't being there full time, because of course you got distance, right? She says, by her not being there full time, he was able to nurture and get away with having another relationship without her knowing it. So that's my 2 cents about the long distance relationship. She says, I think you met him before. He used to come to the dealership. Tall, good looking guy, acted like he was all into our relationship and he was living a dual life. Okay, first of all, she wrote me something else. I'm going to read about that, okay, in a minute. But she's not lying. He was tall, good looking, and oh my God. And you could tell that he appeared to be successful. Oh, and then I know now. I'm gonna just tell you how people are and how we as women we can get caught up because this is what I said. And I know some of y'all might want to talk about me, but you go ahead and talk about me. I don't care. I'm just because we family, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay, I'm gonna be always real with you. So I'm like, girl, no wonder. I said, well, shoot, he could be possessive over me. You know what I mean? If I had a man like that, I wouldn't even, oh, that's him. He must be really into her. And that's where we make the mistake. We think that because they're so possessive that they're really into us. But in a way, when you look back at the situation that she had, was he really just that possessive? Or did he have to know where she was at all times so he could do all his little stuff on the other side? So she said, I actually just landed in Florida. Otherwise, I would have loved to be on the show. But feel free to add my story. She says, we were together, because I'm not going to mention his name. We were together for 7 years. 7 years. Okay. That's a lot. That's a long time. 7 years. 7 years she was there together with him, rather. And she moved in September of 2019. Hi, Aaron. Just so that we're talking, just to catch everybody up, we're talking about now long distance relationships, and I'm talking about the downsides of it. And I'm reading a true life story about one that didn't work. Okay, so she says that they were together 7 years. She moved there in 2019 and moved no September 20. Let's say that so that you can have a perspective. She moved there in September of 2019, and she left in January 2020. So that's that. October, November, December, January, 4 months. So now they're together 7 years, long distance, right? And then when she finally gets there, right? And when she finally gets there with him, all right, they're not together but for a minute. So this is story time. Okay, this is a good story. So, due to finally putting two and two together, even tracking down text messages. Oh, hello. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Aaron. Let me do my message. I don't want to forget you guys. Hi, Lauren. Yes, Aaron. I love Aaron. She's so sweet. Oh, Adriana. My niece Lauren's here. Adriana. Hi, Adriana. It's my sister. Yes. Okay, so let's get back to this, okay? Because see, this is good for anybody who's thinking about having long distance relationships. Like I said, this guy she was talking to me, and I saw him. Boy, he was fine. He was fine, brother. Okay, vanilla brother. Okay. Sure was, because I looked out the double take, and I was looking like Nancy, like, go ahead, girl, go ahead. But anyway, so she said that she moved out in 2020 due to finally putting together the two together and even tracking down text messages and phone calls because he was on her phone plan. Once she saw that he was texting her at 2 in the morning, 4 months, for 4 months, that was the final nail in the coffin. So he couldn't deny it. And I remember her talking about him too. And she alluded to the fact that he might be a bit of a narcissist, okay? And a gaslighter. All right, because that's what they try to do. Because he was denying it before. Because I remember her and I talked about this when, shortly after it happened. Because I was so happy when they were finally able to get together. I really were. I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you, Nancy. Who I tell you the truth. My heart went out for her. She says he had her move there. Okay. This is the next thing. This is the next like red flag when you hear them that, because I'm gonna tell you something about this right here. After I say it, I'm gonna tell you something. I got an opinion on it. Because his ex-wife had died. Okay. Now I know some people might be thinking that I am a little too hard on that kind of thing. But when a man tell me about his either he a widow or I got to dig deep into that. I got to dig deep into that. I got to dig deep into that, okay? Because I need to understand what it is that had happened. And I need to know what was the dynamics of your relationship. Because she was an old school sister that worked and waited on you hand and foot and all the rest of that stuff, then that's not going to work for us. Because if you're looking for a replacement for it, it's not happening here, okay? Not that I don't mean that I take care of my man, I do, but I believe we should take care of each other. And I don't know what those dynamics are, and a lot of times people can't separate. So I just want to say that he had 3 girls, and he had a very busy life. Now you see what I said, okay? What did I just tell you before I went on there? I told you about how I felt like you might be a little replacement. So he had 3 girls and a very busy life. So he needed her there under the pretext that he loved her, but actually to shuttle his girls around and be there for them while he went off and did his own thing. Now, honest to God, y'all, I tell you, honest to God, I didn't know she was gonna write that part right there when I told you about what my contention is about dating somebody who said that they're a widow or their wife died. Okay, I'm just telling you, it's the truth because it does happen. All right, so you got it's a red flag. So when you hear them say that, when you hear them say that, oh, my wife died, and I'm here, and I'm just getting back into the swing of things, and just looking, I'm a person, that likes having a wife, I like being married. Well, yeah, people do like being married. They got somebody that is waiting on hand to foot is somewhat like an indentured servant. Okay. I've been free for 500 years. I don't want to be nobody's indentured servant. Okay. Okay. Let's put that out there. All righty. So let me go on. All right. Um, so she says, so that was for her to shuttle his girls around and to be there for them while he went off and did his own thing with business, dinners, and his other activities that he was involved in. It turned her world upside down. Okay, we can stop about that too. Here's another red flag. Okay, another red flag, and we talked about this last week on love, on dating or love after 40. We talked about this. Us as women, us as women are so often eager and willing to sacrifice our lives and what we do for the benefit of the relationship or to accommodate the man. And we'll give up all of ours to be there for him. And I understand it, okay? Because there was a time where, since the man was the protector and the provider, okay, they made sure that we were shrouded and we were taken care of. And so we didn't have anything to do. Hold on a second, you all. I'm just gonna mute just a second. So sorry, you all. One of my panelists is trying to get in. She's been having difficulty getting into the link. So let me see if I can get that to her. And what I'm going to do too is copy this link. So if anybody wants to come up and talk about this or talk about any of the things that you may have seen, you are more than welcome. So let me do that while I'm dropping the link to her because I want to tell you something about this other thing here. Now, just hold on a second. Okay. Let me just get this to her. Guys, it's not like real what do you call that? This isn't like real um TV or anything like this. All this stuff is real life and um it happens the way it happens. Okay. Okay, so let me put that in here. All right, see if she's got it. Okay. All righty. So we give up a lot for them. Okay. And that is something that